Well, at the risk of flooding your inbox with thousands of pitches, what are you looking for next?
It's a great question. We have a full suite of things we're looking at for 23. Like I said, we can do a follow-up maybe later in early Q1 and talk about some of those things that we're working on. But we've got a pretty full suite of things. I mean, if you look at technology deals, those are long-term discussions and builds and innovation conversations around what's feasible and what's possible. And those, so we've kind of have some things we've had our eye on that we're working towards that are really elevate our network in a unique way, but also help those partners. So those are the kinds of things we look at. I don't know that we're looking for new things in 23 necessarily, following us getting to a place of having our calendar filled for 23. And we also have some, incredible partnerships in our portfolio today that really give us some big moments to talk about the brand. And so we're thankful for those and looking at ways to build upon that.
Okay, well, that's fair. And how does budget look? Like, I'm personally concerned. Interest rates rising, that is meant to very intentionally slow an economy. But by technical definitions, the economy has shrunk. The GDP has shrunk 2 quarters in a row. So we might not have announced that we are in a downturn, but we are in a recession. So I know a typical corporation, right, is going to err on the side of being conservative, right, and protecting cash. How are things going there? I'm hearing about layoffs from all these other brand clients of ours, hiring freezes. When you talk about all that full slate of 23, do you picture, is business still good, still growing?
I think it always forces us to be always smart and strategic about what we do. I think it just forces you to be that much more thoughtful about approach and making sure that the things you're investing in are going to give you the right return and focusing on that plan. I think we're fortunate to be in a business that is, something people rely on day to day. Communications is something that people have to have regardless of the situation. Now, that doesn't mean that it doesn't affect the company, it doesn't mean it doesn't affect us, but I think that it overall just forces us to be smart with where we put our resources. So I think it does force us to just prioritize what we focus on, right? Like this idea of probably that gets said around the halls of like fewer, bigger, better. Like what are those things that like can really make sure that they have the impact, and how do we make sure that we're still investing in those things that are really important for the brand, building the business, building the network perceptions, so that when people do make those choices right now, looking at the coverage they need from a telecom provider and the value that they need from a telecom provider, that they're considering T-Mobile. So I think there's a prioritization conversation in those times around what can we do? What do we need to make choices on? That just makes a lot of sense, but it forces some of those even more strategic decisions around where we should be investing the dollars that we have.